All right, so Hunter x Hunter is back. For some of you, it's probably been years. For me, it's been a couple months. I picked a wonderful time to get caught up in the series. I adore that the first cover page spread is, what's her name, Morena? Yeah, let's go with that. I really like her character. She wants chaos for chaos's sake, just destruction of the world and her power spreading like a virus. I adore it so very much, and I'm hoping she becomes a bigger player. But that is not even close to the focus of the story unless you go with some theories. So we pick up where we left off with Kurapika making a deal with one of the Fifth Prince's bodyguards, Longhi or something like that, and she has this entire thing is basically an exposition dump conversation between the two of them, and I loved every second of it. She starts with telling how Beyond actually formed, I think, did she say 30? I don't know, a bunch of fake families in the past, 30 years ago, that's what it was. And the children of these families were actually Beyond's children, and she is Beyond's biological daughter, which makes her the biological granddaughter of former Netero, former chairman, other Netero. I did not see this coming. We also start a thing with a contract, Moonlit Decree, her power, she has to tell the truth, and Kurapika, being the trusting person he is, takes out his dowsing rod thing, like, pulls out gun, and is just like, I totally trust you, you lie to me, I'm gonna shoot you. And it's like, well, does that really affect an end user? But regardless. We also had the first prince call her a mass murderer, and Kurapika should know that by now. Does he think that she's the one who used silent majority, even though she denied it? Because she denied it before activating her Nen ability with the contract, so she could have lied up to activating that ability, couldn't she? Regardless, Nen abilities were activated as infants, and that allowed them to develop their other Nen abilities so they could fly through the military training. And again, she believes that Beyond's goal is to get close to the king. I have a tinfoil hat theory that we'll get to in a minute. I am now going to have to go back through all the chapters and see which military guards and whatever did not need Kurapika's training. They already knew about Nen. They already had their Nen activated. So, because like first prince guy, him and also second prince both had, I think it was both of them, had their Nen abilities already knew about Nen. And most of their guards have Nen. So I'm like, okay, let's see if you're up for suspicion. She also said she noticed the connection with Beyond when she didn't inherit traits from her biological father. Now, skipped later on, she suspects one of the princes is actually Beyond's child as well. That threw Kurapika for a loop. So, like, looking at the images of Beyond and Netero and even the grandfather, I'm just like, okay, who looks like them? And quite honestly, I'm going with like the fifth prince, who is the one that this Longhi is working for, has the most similarities to the Netero family in terms of like the ears. There's not many traits, and especially like hair color. They mostly get their hair color from their mother. I was looking at their noses, like which one has a nose similar to Netero, and even then, like, no, that matches their mother's nose. So I'm not sure if inherited traits is the way to go with this one, unless we're going with inherited traits with the Nen, because we get some horror kind of imagery where on the back of her tongue is a curse that was put on Beyond's children, and it's this creepy eye-looking thing. I love it. This is like horror imagery, and it's fantastic. But the idea being, upon their death, they will use it as an assassination to a target. And it really reminds me with the second prince, her taking the group that used to be killed and buried with the kings and weren't allowed to hold any positions, taking them and having them all curse every single day one of her siblings, one of the princes, to, upon committing suicide, will curse them to death. And I'm like, it's a similar vibe. This version with Beyond's curse isn't the exact same, because I don't think they need to even actively know that they're doing this or commit suicide themselves. Just the death of themselves will hopefully work to assassinate a target. But it's a similar vibe. Did she inherit that trait from her father? I don't know. Was it even Beyond? Here's my crazy tinfoil hat theory. Beyond also has this curse that he inherited from his father, and it's all our fun, chill grandpa who likes to play basketball with the kids, other Netero, was it Isaac? Something like that. He was the one who started this, knowing how Beyond would react in an attempt to get to the king and curse or kill him to prevent them from getting to the Dark Continent and unleashing the horrors upon the world. Like, he started this curse. Do I have any evidence for this? None whatsoever. Does it even fit his character? He was pretty... I'll do whatever it takes for the greater good in his final fight, so... I'm unlikely, but I think it'd be a cool twist. Okay, so how she explains it is she's an appetizing sacrifice and she was bred to assassinate a target. And though she knows for sure there's around 10, maybe more appetizing targets, there are even more unappetizing targets. And she doesn't even know if the prince or king is the only target because one of her sisters, when expelled or removed from the military program, didn't start acting differently, didn't start making moves. And they are assuming that their actions are leading them to get close to their specific target. So their target might be someone that they didn't need to be in the military to get close to. And if there's like 10 appetizing, more than 10 unappetizing, so over 20 of Beyond's children in play, she thinks that they are like discarded pawns. Beyond made more, I guess we'll call them weapons than he needed. He doesn't view them as children, clearly. So like redundant in terms of there's more pawns than princes. And she feels like, hey, if you had just told me my plan and way of this, I probably would have just went along with it. But you kept it from me, so now I want to kill you. And her goal is to kill whichever prince is Beyond's child, assuming there's only one. What if there's more? And then there's the conversations with Kurapika saying, hey, how is this even possible? But it turns out, and it was there from the beginning, that to enter this succession arc competition, it only says you have to be the child of one of the king's wives, not necessarily the king's child, specifically one of his legal wives, because we know he also has other children who may, for all we know, be Beyond's child. Like, what if Morena is actually Beyond's child? I love her. I love that for her. I hate that. That's wonderful. It also kind of I'm sure people are going to suspect the fourth prince as well because he's just crazy, psychotic, and a natural Nen ability user. So I can see him being related as well. My money's actually on, what's her name? The sixth Prince Tyson. I have no reason to suspect her. She does not have really any similarities in terms of features to Beyond or Netero. She's all this happy, fun-loving, sweet girl. And I'm just like, I don't know why. I don't trust you, but I feel like it's you. The vibes are leading me towards her. So the contract that Kurapika, I'm pretty sure he signed it last chapter, or agreed to it last chapter, was basically, we're going to team up with the fifth prince to hunt down Beyond's child until that one is revealed. We won't be able to break the contract, or it'll be renewed every week, and the conditions of the contract will be void once we find them, or there's only two of us remaining, because then they have to kill each other. But until then, they can't attack each other. The queens can't attack each other. None, peace between you. And if you break the contract, so if you attack the fifth prince or they attack you, it'll put you in a state of Zetsu, so you can't use your Nen abilities, and then you're just can't defend yourself. So basically you'll be killed. But the deal is, if they work together, then she will let Kurapika use this power of hers one time, which means he could enact Zetsu on somebody else, or maybe make a contract with somebody else with terms that he wants. I'm excited to see how it plays in his favor. I love Kurapika. I'm so happy we're focusing on him. What else happens this chapter? There's a focus with what's his name? One of the first prince soldiers with a little bit puffier hair. Babimyna? Something like that. He also overhears it along with the other guard that's standing next to him. He doesn't really say anything the entire chapter, but he looks down and said, no, nothing's wrong. So I'm assuming he also maybe heard the conversation of what's going on, recognized something, put some pieces together. It's like, this is not going to work out well for me, so I got to keep my eye on him. And he's with the first prince, so he had Nen abilities already, I'm pretty sure, which means he's up for Beyond's child's suspect list. We also can't forget. Oh, so Beyond showed up at the very end saying he wants to talk to somebody. Who does he want to talk with? He's up on, I think, the first level. So does he want to talk to the king? Is it simple as that? He's not asking for that. They'll never agree to it. One of the prince or princesses, no, there's no princesses, only princes. One of the guards, one of the zodiacs. We know he doesn't know that the monkey's working for him and the rat zodiac guy. He's got all the people that Kurapika weeded out of the hunter exam working for him somewhere. The Phantom Troop is running around. Does he want to talk to them? Does he want to talk to Hisoka? Lumi? I doubt it, but you never know. Oh, I'd love to get him and Lumi talking. I am excited for the next chapter. This was an extended conversation, and it was a delight, and I'm so excited to see what happens next. All right, that's all I got. I'm extremely excited to see like who the suspect is for. Is it just one of the princes is Beyond's child? Is it multiple of the princes? Is it all except one? Are any of these the king's child? How crazy would it be if it was the other Netero, Isaac? I feel like that's not the right name. That set this up, and Beyond is a pawn of his to stop something from the Dark Continent. How crazy of a theory is that? I'm going with it's too tinfoil hat crazy. Makes 0 sense, probably. I'm just very excited for the next chapter. All right, talk to you later. Bye.